In this video, I'll be showing you guys some things that you don't want to miss out on from the event week. If you guys have already seen this event week update, you will have definitely noticed that we had some really nice bonuses and discounts, and at least in my opinion, I actually do believe that these things are the best thing from the entire event. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Now of course, first things first, we need to talk about when this event week will end, and it will be on April 17th, so you should just have enough time to do everything. We had this mini breakdown of the event, so of course the OG heists did offer the double payouts, and this was on all setups, preps, and finales. And if you guys completed any 2 heist finales, which could have been things like the KO heist, you would have earned $100,000 extra. So here we can see that that was the weekly challenge. This should not be too hard to complete, and it also depends which heists you guys play. For my personal recommendation, if you play solo, definitely go for the KO heist. Complete just 2 of them and you should get this. Or instead, if you guys want to make the most money, try and get some friends together and play through the original heists. You should be able to get this done in no time whatsoever. Onto our bonus money, we had triple money and RP on community series. So when you guys press the pause button, go over to the online tab, select jobs, player jobs, and then community jobs. If you look through here, you will see some of them with that triple money and RP bonus. Typically, community series do have some really nice and super fun stunt races. I actually do think that the stunt races here made by other players are better than most of the Rockstar created ones, so I suggest that you give them a try and see what you guys think. We had the double money and RP on the original heists, pizza delivery missions, and the Hasta la Vista adversary mode. Now without a shadow of a doubt, the original heist will be the best way to make money. The only real downside that I see to original heists will be having to play with other players, and a more annoying downside is that these other players can really cost you guys, because just remember, if people die in the heist over and over again, you will then have to restart, which can be super frustrating. So if you guys are going to do the original heists, I would recommend playing with friends, or at least people who want to complete the heists. We might not see this bonus again for a long time in GTA Online. Moving over to the discounts, we had a wide range of things with 30% off. Just having a look through them, I think that the Wagner is a great choice. Obviously the high-end apartments as well are really nice. We also have the Karen Karuma Armored, which is not a bad vehicle. It is a bit outdated now, and it can be destroyed with one homing missile or RPG, but definitely really nice for missions and different heists. I recommend that you go to these different websites, look through them, and see which vehicles you like the most. The final discounts that we also got were at the gun van, so we had a 50% off the military rifle, and then for GTA Plus members, a 40% off the heavy rifle with that free El Strickler military rifle. I do think that the gun van is surprisingly good. It will allow you guys to get some guns that you might not be able to get currently. For example, sometimes we see the railgun at the gun van, and depending on your rank in GTA Online, sometimes you might not have access to these guns, and even some of these DLC weapons can be really expensive. I believe some weapons like the Upper Atomizer do cost upwards of $300,000 with no discount, so it is always worth checking the gun van whenever you guys get the chance. Another really nice way that you guys can make some extra cash this week was from the FIB Priority File. In this event, it was the Brute Force file. In my opinion and experience playing this file specifically, I do not think it is the best one. It does take a long time to complete. However, it is still worth it for that bonus payout, pretty much doubled compared to all of the standard files. So if you guys already own the Darnell Bros Garment Factory, or maybe are considering picking one up, this will be a really nice thing to do for that bonus money. And very similar to the Darnell Bros Garment Factory, the Salvage yard also has its robberies. In this event, you had the Podium robbery for the Grotty Cheetah Classic, the Duggan robbery for the Pegasi Toros, and the cargo ship robbery for the Benefactor Sterling GT. I still think completing these things each and every single event is a really lucrative way to make some cash. You can also do the bonus challenges to make even more money on each salvage yard vehicle, and if you guys do get around to doing these salvage yard robberies, I always suggest that you sell them to Yusuf Amir instead of salvaging them, because if you do salvage these vehicles, you will lose out on a pretty substantial amount of cash. For the casino, the Lucky Wheel Podium vehicle was the Karen Previon. I honestly do not mind this vehicle, and considering you guys just have to spin the lucky wheel for a chance to get this, I do not think it is that bad. Even if you guys do not win the vehicle, you have a chance of getting a really nice reward, whether it be RP or cash. You can also get some different discounts as well, or even sometimes clothing unlocks. So definitely give the lucky wheel a spin. For the LS car meet, the prize ride this week was the Ubermax Cypher, and I really do like the look of this one. It does have the limited time Fleeker circuit livery, and I just think it really stands out. I wish I could put this on other vehicles. If you guys also like the look of this, you need to place top 5 in the LS car meet series for 2 consecutive consecutive days. And at the time this video goes live, you should just have enough time to do this one. Just having this limited time livery will make the vehicle pretty rare, and we also might not see this vehicle again for a long time, at least with the livery. And to even speak on the Cypher, I think the Cypher is a great car. So yeah, if you guys have the time for this, I would personally recommend it. Onto the PDM or Simeone's Autoshop, we had all of these returning vehicles, which were previously removed by Rockstar and are making a return for this event. So already this will make these vehicles pretty rare in GTA Online. When this event weekends, we might not see these vehicles again for a good few months. If I was going to choose one, or at least recommend one, the Coil Voltic is probably my pick. Out of all of the vehicles on display, I think this one looks the best, and I have used this before in the past, and it was a pretty good car back in the day of GTA Online. But as usual at Simeone's Autoshop, I always suggest that you guys test drive the vehicles first and see if you guys like them. For the Luxury Autos dealership cars, we had the Canis Terminus and the Vapid Click Wagon. My pick here would be the Terminus. However, I would actually not recommend buying these two unless you really want them or something. Maybe you guys like the look of them. It is also worth noting you cannot test drive them before you buy them, and this always puts me off the Luxury Autos dealership unless the vehicles here are more well known. For example, not too long ago in GTA Online, we did have the Niobe at the Luxury dealership, and the Niobe is just an incredible vehicle. I am really hoping next event week we do have some more useful vehicles at the Luxury dealership. I genuinely don't think that you guys will get too many use cases from these two. Moving on over to the test track inside the LS car meet. Our standard test track vehicles have been removed before in the past. We had the GP1, the Peyote Gasser, and the Wolfsbane. And just like PDM, you can test drive these vehicles. The car that I would choose would be the GP1, and this is really down to my personal preference. I just prefer supercars and sports cars, and the other two things are just not that good in my opinion. You guys might be completely different and prefer the other two, but either way that you guys look at this, all of these vehicles will be rare and definitely worth it in my opinion. And for those of you on the next gen consoles or the enhanced version of GTA, you can find the Bravado Buffalo EVX as the HSW test ride. And I would actually say this is a must-have vehicle, especially if you guys play GTA Online sessions. It has a ton of different features. Of course, it obviously has the HSW upgrades, but it can also have the Amani Tech upgrades, like the armor plating and missile lock-on jammer, just like the Stinger TT. However, the Buffalo EVX does have the better armor plating. It can take more rockets than the Stinger TT, and the EVX is also an electric vehicle, so it can really pick up that speed fast, which will make it ideal for driving around in the city and making tight corners. Just bear in mind, if you guys purchase the EVX from the test track, it will have an increased price, and that is because it already has the HSW upgrades applied. I believe it is also randomized. It will just have the stock HSW upgrade, and then you will need to apply the extra turbo, for example, or the engine tuning, and that can be a little bit more expensive, but 100% worthwhile. And finally guys, we are now on to the final thing from this event, and it will of course be our time trials. We had the premium race called Down the Drain. The standard time trial, which you guys can do on any version of GTA Online, was Del Perro Pier, and the HSW time trial was Del Perro Beach to Murrieta Heights. So the two time trials are pretty much right next to each other. The only thing that you will need is a fast enough vehicle to complete them and beat the par time. It should not be too difficult. For the HSW time trials and standard time trials, I like to just use my HSW cars, and for the most part I always use the Niobe now, and it just makes things extremely fast and easy. So yeah guys, in total that will be everything from the event week that you do not want to miss out on. Like I already mentioned at the start of this video, the bonuses and discounts are probably the best things. I also do really like that LS Car Meet test track vehicle. That limited time livery just really stands out and catches my eye. I also want to know what you guys think about this event, so make sure that you leave a comment and let me know what you think. Maybe you guys prefer some other things, for example the FIB Priority File, the Salvage Robberies, or anything like this. Even still, this event is pretty nice. Definitely take advantage of some of these different things, and if you went on to enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I always appreciate your support. Also subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Stay safe guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.